All right, so today we're going to talk about the ARM 6 Awards. The ARM stands for a regular meetup. A regular meetup, for those who don't know, is actually run by this guy over here. I'm over. There we go. A regular gun guy, great YouTube channel. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe. I am a member of this channel. I don't really join memberships of anybody really often. I think the only two memberships I have are a regular gun guy and Sean Ryan. So just to show you um, the type of respect I have for this channel. Um, awesome community, great conversations, fun conversations. And he doesn't pretend to be anybody he's not. He doesn't pretend to be an expert at, at anything he's not an expert at. He doesn't pretend to be um, this insane shooter. He's a great shooter, but he doesn't pretend to be like the best shooter in the world. He just is, for lack of better terms, a regular gun guy. Been really impressed with the community. They have a meetup every year. This is going to be their sixth meetup. Um, Bummed I probably won't be able to make it because it's right after we're taking the kids to Disney, so that's probably out. But hold me to it. A regular meetup 7, I'll be there. But with it, what's really cool is that as part of the meetup, they give a description here. You can go and find it at regulargunguy.com/meetup. A lot of it is great experiences. It says it on the site. I'll read some of it. Live panels, community range experiences, women-led discussions and education, networking events and social mixers, brand activations and collaborations. I mean, the brands that I've seen on the live confirmed that are coming. I know Jacob Gray is going to be there. NRA is saying that they're going to be supporting. Who else? Fusion Firearms, and the list goes on and on. So it's going to be an awesome event. But the really cool part is that they do something called the ARM Awards. So the ARM Awards are basically just awarding different content creators and different people in the not only the two-way space, but very specifically too in this community that a regular gun guy has made and built up. And it's a master class just on content creation if you're curious in that, but it's also a great community to join. It's everyone's welcome. Everyone's real. His co-host Zach is awesome. That's Fat Guy with Guns, and overall, it's just a good time. It's a really good time. I don't really miss one of the lives on Fridays. Could be doing anything else on a Friday night, but that's where I spend my time. It's fun. So as part of this and these awards, there's different categories, and I thought it'd be cool to go down each category in different videos and just watch a little bit of all the people that are nominated, and see who maybe I'm gonna vote for. Maybe I can give a hint. You shouldn't vote how I'm voting. You should pick your own. But let's get to know some of these content creators on the ARM Awards and see what their content's about. So the first category that I'm doing is the Male Instructor of the Year. And let's go down the list and see who these nominees are. The first one is The Real Knock, which I believe on the list is that should be Kevin Dixie, I believe. Yeah, that should be Kevin Dixie. Recent posts, ton of posts. Quality looks really good already. If I'm not subscribed to anyone on here, which I apologize, I am gonna be subscribing. I love this content, so let's see. I actually just posted a really short, quick, normal video on suppressors. Nothing too crazy. So let's see what Kevin Dixie has to say on suppressors.
All right, what's going on, guys? Katie and Chad. We're back again for the final part of our How Do I Choose a Suppressor, or Pick a Suppressor, because I forgot what I said. But you know the video series I'm talking about. Don't be that guy. All right, so we're here now. You bought the can, or okay, I've narrowed it down. I might want.
I love it. Tons of good suppressors on here. Um, I see some Huxworks. I see some, let's see, B&Ts. I mean, it's really hard to identify some cans because it's just a piece of steel, but um, really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Let's see what he has to say.
Want these 2 or 3 cans, or maybe I just want this one, but then there's something I think that people forget. And it's okay. It's kind of like buying a turbo for your car, right? You go out and you add this thing to your engine, and then you don't realize that you have other things. You've now affected the performance of the vehicle, and you have to change things.
Right off the bat, that's a great point. Especially specifically with like 300 blackout. 300 blackout is so finicky, and you have to adjust gas blocks. You have to adjust that. On 5.56, my experience has been you can strap on, pause, and just shoot. But it does affect a few other things. It affects how your bolt actions, how your bolt opens and closes. It affects the gas to your face. It affects potentially the reliability of your gun. So these are all great points. I'll shut up.
So, all right, so what do we start with? You know what? Take it away, Chad. What do we do?
All right, so some cases there might be a suppressor on the market that's available with or with.
And I don't know if it sounds like he's an expert or really well knowledgeable in the subject. I love how he's bringing an expert into the conversation as well. I mean, I don't know if this gentleman's an expert, but I'm assuming he is on here. But so far, really great stuff.
Without a muzzle device. All right, so these Flow 5.56Ks from Huxworks, they're sold in both varieties. So if you've already got a bunch of muzzle devices, you can just buy the can, or you can buy a combination kit. You get home, you don't have a muzzle device, like, oh crap, I got to order a $110 muzzle device, right? It's like, what the heck? That's like 10% of the cost of the can just to mount the thing, right?
That was one of the biggest things I didn't know that probably cost me a ton when I first got on the suppressor. So this is a great point. Understanding muzzle devices, what works with what compatibility, what hubs work with what.
In some cases, it could be like 40% or 20% of the cost of the suppressor just to mount the dang thing up. In the case of like Surefire muzzle devices are like $150. It's crazy. But muzzle devices and mounting accessories can get expensive. You know, like your tri-lugs, your pistol booster housings. Direct thread adapters are going to be your best bet if you just want to go direct onto your gun and not worry.
And for what it's worth, I know I was talking about suppressors earlier. When he says direct thread is like your best bet, I have one right here. My 9mm, I always do direct thread onto the PCC, and my which one? My Huxworks is direct thread onto my SBR. So these are valid points.
Worry about QD system. If you don't have multiple platforms,
and like you said, if you don't have multiple platforms, these are ones that usually live on the device that I'm putting it on. So great points.
If you're trying to hot swap around, then direct thread might be your best friend because number one, all right, it's a low profile, low cost mounting system, and it doesn't take up additional.
Getting the right mounting devices, and I don't know, 4 different platforms, right? So just to be able to run it around. So I don't think people, I know they're not really looking at getting the right mounting devices, and I'm glad that you pointed out. I think for me, guys, the first thing I would say is, does it come with it? I would just start there, right? And I'm not leaving the store. After you watch this video, I'm not leaving the store with either it coming in there. Hey, negotiate at the shop, man. Hey, I'll buy this thing if you give it to me, 30% off. They got a little meat on that thing. Pause. Right, and most shops will say, hey, if you're buying a can, dude, we'll give you 10% off. Somebody's always got some kind of deal. But I would make sure at least I have stuff on order and everything I need before, because you know how much that sucks. Getting all the way home, you're getting excited, getting ready for your range day the next day, and you're missing something that has to be ordered, right? But the ASR for me was kind of the first one I went with because I could put it on. I
went with the same exact Yeah, I went with the same exact muzzle device for my first one. Technically, I went direct thread, and then I went ASR for my second one for this 30 cal. Just because the YHM couldn't take the that ASR, at least the YHM Fat Cat.
With this can, with the Omega 300, where did the thing go? Here it is. All right, with this guy, I could take this from a 30 cal platform down to a 5.56 platform, and so it was really good for that. So I have this mount on a couple of AKs just so I can run this guy. So very good point. All right, what else? Okay, so muzzle device.
All right, I'll pause there. I'm gonna watch this later. Awesome content right off the rip. This is great. Very impressed. Uh, Talking great stuff. Kevin Dixie. You can, let's see, find him at the Real Knock, Real NOC, No Other Choice. Um, Absolutely worth the follow. Absolutely worth the follow. Check him out. All right, the next one is Archangel Defense. So this is Kerry. I'm assuming it's Duggan Jr. Could be Dugan if there's like a little French in there, Dugan. Um, but Archangel Defense. Let's see. Let me also subscribe. And I trust RGG enough, regular gun guy, where if they're nominating them, I'm subscribing. If it's ends up being something horrible later on, then I'll unsubscribe. But let's run with it. All right, so Archangel Defense. Let's go to his videos. I always like going to latest. It looks like he has a lot of shorts and stuff. This is 5 months. Rights and responsibilities. Let's see what we got for truth. Influencers versus instructors. Let's take a look.
Hey everyone, Kerry Dugan here of Archangel Defense, a defensive firearms training company located here in Pennsylvania. This is
See, I know I'm classy. I know my pronunciations. Dugan.
The Hurtful Truth. This episode, influencers versus instructors. That's right, the cat is out of the bag on this one. Influencers piss a lot of us in the instructor and training industry off very much. Now, I'm going to be very careful on how I talk about this, okay? Yes,
Hopefully.
us instructors and coaches do influence our students, whether it's the products we use, our teaching methodologies. We have influence on our students and clients. What I'm specifically talking about are the social media influencers who are potentially pushing bad products or teaching techniques that's going to get somebody killed.
Right away has my attention. I can't stand a shill who just pushes a bad product. I have a optic that I bought off of. I'm not gonna say a name because I bought other products that have been good, but it's a horrible optic. Heavy, doesn't hold zero, and I'm and just very not happy with the optic. But they gave it glowing reviews, and then I realized that they gave a lot of that company glowing reviews, and you start to realize they're probably sponsored by the company. They're probably getting some stuff for free, scratch backs. So right off the bat, he has my attention, and he's right. On top of that, techniques too. I've seen a lot of techniques online that don't work well, or that if you bring to an instructor class, they're like, "What are you doing?" So. And for the record, I'm not an instructor. I've taken a ton of different classes. I take multiple classes a month. I'm just trying to better my skills as much as possible, take as much training as possible. But I am not an instructor yet. And I say yet because maybe I'll get into it one day, but not yet.
That's right. So I apologize for not having this episode up sooner. I have been on the range the past couple weeks straight. The daylight savings time hours have now allowed gun season to happen again here in Pennsylvania, where it's rather chilly. And that is my job. I am blessed to do what I love full time. And that is teaching the responsible citizen to be the best protectors from not just themselves, but the loved ones from the evil in this world. So I have time this evening, a couple lessons today on the range. And I want to talk about this because it's very important. With social media influencers, we have to understand that they're building their own brand and content, right? They are not teaching or putting in any type of knowledge or structured training into what they're pushing. They are businessmen and women that are getting paid by or trying to get paid by certain products to promote their products.
He's making a ton of sense, and I am going to go back and watch that. I want to see what else he has here, just to see what kind of those. That's like the Hurtful Truth series. Curious on what kind of standards and challenges.
Hey everyone, Kerry of Archangel Defense. Oh, it is Card Splitters Club, the Card Splitters Challenge.
Okay.
I totally dropped those. Anyway, now the trick is you shouldn't see any of the card. If you do, you will not split it. The card should look just like that. Okay, let's get into string 1. Okay. Time 184.
You got skills.
Okay. Understand, it can be any part of the card. That is a split. You saw the shot, take it in half. Strong hand only.
I mean, form is great. He's shooting well. There's no necessarily instruction, but going through drills here, which is awesome. I can see that he has a ton of different videos on there. Seems like a solid follow. I'm following. Looks like he updated this playlist a couple days ago, and he's spent some time between content, but like you said, he's a full-time instructor. Um, yeah, this is a solid follow. I'm definitely following this and gonna continue following back here. All right, the next one, Instructor Blue. So Instructor Blue hasn't posted in a while, but I'm assuming for similar reasons, he's probably out there instructing and doing life. So I'm gonna base it off of stuff from a few years ago. Let's go into a room clearing sequence because I've recently done some CQB training and just curious. I know everybody has different approaches to it, but curious on what he has here.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to episode 4 of Mondays with Mitch. Last week, we talked about the threshold evaluation. So this week, we're going to talk about what happens after you've entered the threshold. But before we get into that, I want to give a huge shout out to my man Rusty over at Kratos Tactical for my custom-built 13.7-inch warfighter and also for sponsoring this week's video.
That's a fire. Cool intro. You posted again, bro. It's been like, it says 4 years. This is really good stuff. I would watch this on the regular. I know it's probably like expensive or time consuming, but this is good stuff.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
Last week we went over the first 2 steps of our room clearing sequence while utilizing the slice technique. That's our threshold evaluation and our immediate threat area, which leads us to step 3, the hard corner. The hard corners are going to be our #1 priority whenever we enter a room. Why? Because that's the most dangerous place in the room, and that's where bad guys like to hide. Step 4 of our room clearing sequence is going to be collapsing and recollapsing our sector while moving to a point of domination. That just simply means that once I check my hard corner and nothing there, I'm going to scan my immediate area for any other threats that need to be dealt with. Step 5 of the room clearing sequence is simply finding work. You're going to repeat each step of the room clearing sequence until the structure is clear or you've cleared your way to an exit. Remember, don't become overwhelmed with too many problems at once. You can only deal with one at a time. So again, our room clearing sequence is step 1, threshold evaluation. Step 2 is going to be our immediate.
This is good content. I'm not sure why he stopped, but this is awesome. Yeah. It's great instruction, Mitch. I hope you are well and you're doing this full time and you're teaching people. This is awesome. Good job, man. Not that you need my approval, but whatever. All right, so the next one is Gamage. Or Got Gamage. Is it Got Gamage? Got Gamage? Got Gamage. It's gotta be Got Gamage. Gamage, yeah. So let's give a big subscribe. Let's go to videos. Looks like they posted something an hour ago. Best tool of 2026.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what would happen if a Glock 43X?
First off, background and wall, chef's kiss. What we have here, That's let's see, Fusion, some Canics. I love Canics, so um, let's see. That looks like Fusion. Could be wrong. That's a really nice grip. Can't tell what that is, but it's a really nice 2011. That looks like a CZ, right? That's a CZ. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on some of these. Yeah, these are some great things on this wall, and that's a great setup. I'll probably do a series on it, on how I like build out my. This is hilarious. Hold on, this right here, the top right corner. Love that. Yeah, but I was saying I'll probably do a series on how I build out my tool bench. I'm gonna be redoing my garage soon, so we'll see. I might get lazy and not record anything, but we'll see.
And let's say a Glock 26 met at SHOT Show and had a baby. Introducing the Daria DY9Z. This
Daria has been getting some hype. I don't think that's the island comped one, but let's see what he says.
one is a first.
You can take this out whenever you're ready. I'm such a classic country kid. I'm getting born again. Amen. Gotta get another hand back out of that dance on the track. Crazy God in advance. It's so phenomenal.
Loving the vibes.
Nothing is better than a comfortable.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to you wherever you are on the planet. It's your man's Gamage, and I
Gamage. Now we know Gamage. Gotta put respect on the name.
am back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for
That bolt action is nice with that orange barrel. I just recently got into long range. I've been able to take it out 860 yards with my setup, but I need a new setup. I want to customize something like that. That's is that bolt action? Yeah. The magazine's throwing me off, but that's nice.
joining us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I thank you so much. Check this out. Before we get into the video today, I have to let you know today's video is brought to us by Arm 6.
See? Brought by the regular meetup. I love it.
What is Arm 6, you ask? Arm 6 is one of the leading industry-wide events that happens
because you can see some B-roll
each year. We just came out of SHOT Show. We got a lot of other ones lined up throughout the year, but Arm 6 is one that you do not want to miss. We talked about this last year, and we were
that's something else that they promote, that it's like a family event, which is awesome because you don't really see too many family events in the 2A space that I've seen personally. So that's awesome.
Up in the air because we only get to attend so many in a year. This year we didn't get to attend Arm 5 last year. We got some merchandise and stuff back from Arm 5 because we ordered to support. But
oh, word? How can I order some Arm 6? Because I ain't gonna be there, but I need some Arm 6 stuff so that way. I can wear it to Arm 7 because I'm gonna be at Arm 7.
y'all, this year, meet me in Jacksonville, Florida on Awards. Byron Blues. It's an honor. It is an honor to be folks right here, though, huh? Click vote for you, but I am asking you for your vote. So again, I had and I tried to work through it. Pistol that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to get right into it and say that I believe this is probably one of the I don't know how to talk about it, y'all. I really don't know how to talk about it. It is such a good gun. Here on Every 50 and 5, ladies and gentlemen, we measure any firearm or any product based on 4 things: purpose of use, cost, aftermarket support, and then I give you my raw thoughts. The reason I said this is a first because, ladies and
Great system. Some people try to overdo it. That's a great system.
gentlemen, out the gate, I must let you know, for purpose of use, we gave the DY9Z 5 Hemis. We gave it 5 Hemis for purpose of use because I'm gonna be real with you. Micro, compact, It is every bit of, I believe it's 3.6 inches. So something that you're going to compare this particular piece to is like, of course, the Glock 43X. You're going to compare also to the Canik Mete MC9 Prime. You're going to, matter of fact, we have a Prime, and just to show you, we have both of them outfitted with the Gideon Judge XL, because if you're gonna run anything on a RMS footprint, you need to have a Gideon.
For an RMS, that's a massive window. I didn't know that. I'm gonna look into that. See, this is great. Great content.
Judge XL, and you also need to use code GOTGAMAGE and save you some coins while you at it. But massive window on the Judge XL. It makes you feel like you're shooting something large.
All right, so good, great content there. Let me see if he has any instruction or stuff. That's great, or anything shooting. Looks like he has stuff with the fusion guys, which is awesome. Big fusion guy, which is cool. Is this? Everybody's comparing these two. Great comparison.
Will have shaved everything at this point, but I do want you to know the organization that we've decided to support this year 2025 is St. Jude's Children's Hospital. We will be donating $544 towards cancer research.
Respect that.
On the CZ. Now if you know me, you know I am a CZ fan. You see what I'm saying? On the CZ, you're looking at a 4-inch, so this is a compact feel, 15 round capacity in this compact versus 17 round capacity in the mic.
He's talking about all the important stuff. I really like this channel. I'm glad I followed. I'm gonna be watching more. I'm gonna go back and watch more on that Daria. But let's go on to the next person. So this is FTAC, Firearms Training and Consulting. Let's give a nice little subscribe over here. Perfect. Let's check it out. Videos. A month ago, low light shooting. I just did a low light class.
Guys, make sure we're getting that follow through. Again. Stand by. Light. Up.
Solid. Looks like that's just more of a. This is how long ago?
After 2 teens were killed and 4 others were.
This is more talking on. Let's see some of his shorts.
What's going on? Chris with FTAC here. As you guys see, this gentleman here is armed, which is awesome, right? I support the Second Amendment. We need more people armed, but more importantly, we need more people who are properly trained, right? So you can tell that he has one of those cheap Uncle Mike's holsters that has that little strap going across, possibly. It highlights the importance of quality gear, right? If you're going to be carrying a firearm, especially in plain view, I'm not one who is a big supporter of that, but hey, whatever floats your boat is you. To me, just plain view, unless you're an armed professional, you shouldn't be in plain view because
Great advice.
You lose that element of surprise.
Yeah, great point. You lose that element of surprise. You become a target. If somebody wants to do something malicious, and especially if you don't have a retention holster, they could just come up and grab it. All good points. I'm gonna follow you on the good old TikTok too. But yeah.
All right. You walk into an establishment, a private establishment, and you see the sign. What do you do?
It's a great way to get people in the comments. I know what I'm doing in Texas. I'm walking right in because it's not the legal binding signs that we need to see in Texas. So If you're in Texas, know your laws. But great content, Chris. Great content. This next person, Double Tap, I couldn't find you anywhere, bro. I mean, if you're even watching this or if you even care, send me your info. I would love to watch it. I'll add like a short or something to it. I'm sure you're doing some great work. Just couldn't find you anywhere, bro. Apologize. I tried. And the last one, Train to Fight LLC. Let's give that one a good subscribe. And that is, who is that? Do we have a name? Byron the Instructor. So let's take a look. Let's go to videos. 2 weeks ago, so let's take a look.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Byron, the Instructor, and we're gonna take a little twist with this week's last slinger of the week. In this
I don't know what hoodie that is, but that's fire.
week's last slinger of the week, y'all see it, the Foxtrot Romulus. I'm thinking it's a little sad.
I need one of those in my life. I need a Foxtrot Romulus. The Alpha Foxtrot Romulus, I need one. I have a Mac 9DS Frankenstein gun build that I made, but I need one of those.
Sexy. I know y'all like these things like this. I love these. I love guns that are ported in comp just because it helps you stay on target faster.
Ooh, a Surefire. You got some money.
Really smooth. Now I know a lot of people with the little wiggle. You do get a little wiggle here. It's not nothing crazy. If you're really into 2011s, and I'm really getting my toes in the pond here, but we're gonna see what it do. Now I know what y'all really like. Let's get to it, and then we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into this platform. Have fun, shoot safe. Let's get to the range. 26 round magazines.
26? Oh, okay. It's extended. I was going to say, what is going on?
I'm not sure how these are going to...
That thing is flat.
It was out. Mags actually ran pretty good. I had to get a beat on the 0. It was a little low. I didn't 0 this. Just hitting a little low. Check them boys out. Who will come back?
Dope video. Let's see.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Byron, the Instructor. This time, I think we're gonna run some still with the Raveworks, baby. You know how it is. And we kit it with the ball suppressor, so you should hear a little bit more still this time, you know?
Shooter, are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
Ooh, what's that on your hip, though?
Engage.
Solid content. I love watching people shoot. So, and it looks like you shoot a lot. You got a lot of cool stuff that I'd love to hear about. So yeah, definitely gotta give a follow. If I had to vote, which I do have to vote, and I'm gonna vote, it's probably between Knock and where's my guy? Did I close it out? Yeah, I think it's between Knock and was it Instructor Blue? No, Got Gamage. Not and Got Gamage. Yeah, right here. Great content. I'm probably gonna lean towards Knock for the just the amount of posting, but everybody's great here. I'm keeping a follow with everyone. This was just all really good content. I can't wait to look at actually the rest of the awards. So this was the best male instructor. We still have to do the best female instructor of the year. We're gonna look into under the radar content creators. A couple of these I know: Tactical Bearded Dad. I think. Okay, so wait, we have here Double Tap Coalition. Let's see if maybe I can find you that way. Let's see. Want to give everyone a fair shot if you got good content. Okay, we're back in business. We're back in business. Double tap. Let me subscribe. My bad. And you were at a shot show too. Let's go. Let's see. I want to see some Glock Gen 6 sucks. Let's see what that's about.
It's a Glock. It's a Glock.
That's how I feel about Glocks. Now, granted, I have one Glock that changed my mind on a whole bunch of stuff. It's a Glock 45 that came with a Radian ramjet, came with an EPS, and I got it for a steal of a price. Like I got it for like, if you take what all those things are new, got it for less than half of what those things are new. So and it shoots incredible. But outside of that, that's exactly how I feel about Glock.
Good morning, shenanigans, y'all. As y'all already know, it's me. I'm Iraq Max with Double Tap Coalition. And you're probably here because I said something in relation to the Glock 45 Gen 6. Yeah. So I got up early this morning because I wanted to go ahead and shoot it for one because I'm not even a Glock guy. But I really want to get my hands on to see what all the hype about. And you probably here because you want to hear me talk about how I feel about it.
That double tap logo with the trigger, fire. I thought it was a Diamondbacks logo, like with the snakes. No, but that's fire.
So you can see what the hype is about. So nonetheless, I'm out here on the ranch, getting ready to get into it. So I just want to tell y'all what we're going to be talking about because I got other things to do today besides shoot this Gen 6 Glock. Now, this is my first shot impression, so it's not going to be nothing in depth. It's going to be quick, to the point. It's literally in the box. I probably touched it twice since I bought it.
I do like the texture and like the built-in gas pedals. I do like some of the things that they've done with them, but I'm not totally impressed with the Gen 6. But we'll see.
I've been trying to keep my hands off of it until I got right here on camera with y'all. So, Glock Gen 6 clear. So we have the actual gun itself. At first glance, it feels good. We'll talk about that in a minute. And here on the handy dandy Glock, so if you one of them people who it bothered, I'm sorry for you, big fella, but that never bothered me. So having an extended beaver tail, it's one of them things where I could do with or without it. It don't bother me. For the thumb rest as well, I think Align Tactical had made a thumb rest that was pretty hot for the Glock model. The longer hand grip, and I'm shooting this fabulous infinite. Not too bad.
Great grip, great form.
It don't suck like the normal Glock trigger. I'm not mad at it.
Okay, so there's an improvement on trigger. That thumb rest gas pedal looks nice. I don't want to get my hands on one.
Not mad at this. My grouping sucks. My grouping sucks real bad.
We can't see a target and still being honest. I love that.
Yeah, I'm not. The palm swells are actually helping me. The trigger break is crisp. I definitely got a crisper trigger break than what I'm used to with a Glock. So I got to give him kudos on that.
I'm glad I didn't find him earlier. Yeah, this is good content. So yeah, I have a 3-way race. I'm gonna watch more content between Knock. I'm gonna watch content from all of them, but Knock, Got Gamage, and Double Tap, and I think I'm gonna vote for one of those three. But don't let me influence your vote. Vote for whoever you feel. But yeah, I'm glad I looked at this. But yeah, under the radar content creators. They're also best training software. I've used two of these three, so Ace and Mantis. Love both. I mean, I use Mantis exclusively for rifle, Ace exclusively for pistol. I mean, that's really all you can really use it for technically, but yeah, so that's interesting. Custom shop of the year. By default, I'm probably gonna go with Tampa Gunworks because I've gotten some work done from them and it's phenomenal. And it made my already flat shooting gun even flatter. And it was great work. Handgun of the year. That's gonna be some interesting stuff. We'll look over some videos maybe when we're looking at that. Red dot of the year. We'll do the same. Look at some videos, some content. Um, and then Black Excellence. I love this. All different brands. So let's see who. Let's dive a little bit deeper into these brands when we get a shot. Snob of the year. This is hilarious. Major Havoc, 2A in LA, Tactical Bearded Dad, Team Blacksmith, the Weapon Collective. This is awesome. So let's see who wins that, and we'll look into some content there. Podcast of the year. Definitely gonna be interested in getting into. I know I do We the People, but I'm interested in looking at the rest. Show up and show out. I believe these are people who actually just show up for the community, so I'll look into their channels as well. And then new to the game, I know I've followed I think one or two of these. I think White Rambo, Burner Girl I may have followed. If not, I will. I know I followed Well Dressed Tactical. So, and then Prepper of the Year. I've been big into prepping over the last year, so definitely gonna be interested in this. But overall, great content. RGG is putting out for the community. It's awesome. I'm excited to see who wins these awards and what comes out of it. Just appreciate being part of that community and joining that community. And yeah, that's all I really got for today, y'all. If y'all have any questions, comment down below who you're going to be voting for. Comment down below if you're going to ARM 6, what you're most excited for, what you've gotten from previous ARM 6s. I'm curious. I'm new to the community, but I've been loving every second of it. But yeah, I'm out. I'll holler at y'all.